From Ulf Samuelson, destroying knees and ending careers.
Should there have been a penalty on the play? You check this out.
Now watch Ulf Samuelson's knee right there, knee to knee.
To Matt Cooke, landing the scariest cheap shots.
Shatan is down in the high slot, and I did not see it.
And Bryan Marchand, his crafty, sneaky ways to get under the skin of everyone in the NHL.
Second period, and it's all starting to kick off. Big hit by Palat.
These are the 15 dirtiest players in NHL history. And one of them was so bad, he got crowned NHL's most feared and reckless hitter. Can you guess who it is? 15. Matt Cooke, the ultimate cheap shot artist.
Opportunity for Boston to bust this open as Cooke hits McQuaid in the numbers.
And there's just no reason for it. I mean, it was a simple play that I know in super slow-mo looks like it takes forever, but
few players in NHL history have been as universally despised as Matt Cooke. Throughout his career, he was responsible for some of the most vicious and career-threatening hits the league had ever seen. His infamous blindside hit on Marc Savard in 2010 resulted in a severe concussion that effectively ended Savard's career.
Lucic over the line. To Shatan, the shot up high. It goes over Fleury's goal.
Sparking a league-wide debate about headshots and player safety. Cooke was also known for knee-on-knee hits, with one of the worst being his hit on Tyson Barrie in 2014.
Off to the second we go. Here's Matt Cooke highlighted at the left of your screen. Here's Tyson Barrie with the puck. He gets rid of it, and Matt Cooke sticks out the knee.
Yeah, that is a knee-on-knee, and you hope that Tyson Barrie is okay long-term, but he won't be back for this game, which is a huge loss.
Which resulted in a 6-game suspension. Despite being suspended multiple times and promising to clean up his act, he never fully changed. His reckless style and lack of regard for player safety made him public enemy number one among both fans and players. Cooke may have had some talent, but his legacy in the NHL will always be stained by his cheap shots. If you think Cooke's dirty plays were bad, wait until you see what this next guy did to one of the greatest players of all time. 14. Chris Simon, the king of suspensions. Chris Simon holds a special place in NHL history, not for skill, but for some of the longest suspensions ever handed out. Known for his explosive temper and brutal stick work, Simon was involved in several high-profile attacks that led to multiple lengthy bans. One of his most infamous moments came in 2007, when he swung his stick like a baseball bat into Ryan Hollweg's face.
You know what? That wasn't in the midsection. That was up high.
Now that's a good hit. That to me looks like a clean hit by Hollweg on Simon.
Oh man.
Oh, that's a vicious hit.
You know what? He's going to get suspended for that one.
Earning him a 25-game suspension. But he wasn't done yet. Later that same year, Simon intentionally stomped on the leg of Jarkko Ruutu while he was down, leading to an even longer 30-game ban, one of the longest in league history.
introducing himself. Let's take a look at Simon. There's a little slew foot there, and he goes down, and then there's a kick right on. Oh, that's a bad kick to the back of Ruutu.
While Simon was a tough enforcer, his repeated outbursts of uncontrolled violence made him one of the most feared and reckless players of his time. He ultimately left the NHL with 8 career suspensions and a reputation as one of the dirtiest players to ever lace up skates. Brutal stick swings and stomping on opponents? That's just the beginning. The next player on our list made an entire team hate him for generations. 13. Claude Lemieux, the playoff villain. Claude Lemieux wasn't just dirty. He was calculated, ruthless, and unapologetic. While he was a key player in multiple Stanley Cup winning teams, his agitating style made him one of the most hated men in hockey history. His most infamous moment came in 1996 when he drilled Chris Draper from behind, sending him face first into the boards during the Western Conference Finals.
Stop it, no long. They missed it at the blue line, so they have to scamper back onside, and a penalty is going.
The hit left Draper with a broken jaw, shattered cheekbone, and significant facial injuries requiring reconstructive surgery. That single play ignited the legendary Red Wings-Avalanche rivalry, leading to years of bad blood and one of the most violent brawls in NHL history. Lemieux had a long history of borderline hits, including biting Calgary's Jim Peplinski during a game. He embraced his villain role, thriving in the chaos he created. Fans of his teams loved him, but for everyone else, Lemieux was the definition of a dirty player who always found a way to win, no matter the cost. Cheap shots are bad enough, but what if I told you the next guy on our list intentionally ended a player's career? Stick around, this gets ugly. 12. Dale Hunter, the ultimate cheap shot. Dale Hunter was a tough, hard-nosed player, but he often crossed the line from physical to downright dirty. With 3,563 career penalty minutes, he ranks second all-time in NHL history, and for good reason. His most infamous moment came in the 1993 playoffs, when he delivered one of the cheapest shots in hockey history. After Pierre Turgeon scored a goal for the Islanders, Hunter blindsided him several seconds later, driving him into the boards.
Kristich down left wing. Dimitri Kristich to Elinut. Centers and Hunter scores!
Here's Hunter with the puck. Slides it down the boards and then boom! Rich Pilon went for the head as well. There's Del. Oh yeah, there's the stick. It appeared as though Hatcher had turned his stick. Watch the play. That's a very unusual way to do it, Kevin Hatcher. Only a deliberate attempt to injure.
Asperitas battling. Knocked it away from Pivonka, but now Elinut steps out of the corner.
Turgeon suffered a separated shoulder and missed the rest of the playoffs, while Hunter was handed a 21-game suspension, one of the longest at the time. Hunter's dirty play wasn't limited to that one incident. He was a relentless agitator who would throw late hits, slashes, and cross-checks whenever he got the chance. His unapologetic, win-at-all-cost mentality made him a nightmare for opponents and a hero for his teammates. If you thought that was a nasty hit, wait until you hear about the guy who turned knee-on-knee hits into a career-ending weapon. 11. Ulf Samuelson, the career killer. Ulf Samuelson was known for one thing: dirty, knee-on-knee hits that changed careers. While he was a solid defenseman, his reputation as a reckless and dangerous player overshadowed his skills. His most notorious hit came in the 1991 playoffs, when he delivered a brutal knee-on-knee hit on Cam Neely, one of the NHL's brightest stars.
Bruins poke it down. Should there have been a penalty on the play? You check this out.
Now watch Ulf Samuelson's knee right there, knee to knee.
So Neely on the Boston bench.
Neely suffered severe ligament damage, leading to a degenerative knee condition that forced him to retire early. Samuelson had a long list of victims, often targeting opponents' knees and getting away with it. Adding to his infamy, he rarely fought to answer for his hits, earning a reputation as a player who would injure but never stand up for himself. His actions not only made him one of the most despised players of his era, but also altered the careers of some of the league's most talented players. You think dirty hits on the ice are bad? The next player on our list took it a step further. His dirtiness wasn't just about hitting, it was about how he played every single shift. 10. Brad Marchand, the modern-day Rat. Brad Marchand isn't just dirty, he's a full-time agitator who thrives on chaos.
Halfway through period one, Boston on top 1-0 on the goal by Jimmy Hayes. Korvievsky's trying to run a little screen away with one here.
Well, his chin hit the deck. Dirty stick work, and there's no room for it. You know, there's a lot of stick infractions that don't get called, that are not seen, that you need to be subtle when you do it. But, you know, you're right around the puck, and even though you get a little cross-check in the...
Yeah, once again, Detroit trying to stretch the neutral zone and make good passes from their own zone, either up to the red line or the...
Over the years, he's been suspended for elbowing, slew-footing, spearing, and dangerous hits, making him one of the most fined and suspended players of the modern era. But what really sets him apart is his outrageous antics. He's been caught licking opponents' faces, taunting players after injuring them, and cheap-shotting superstars when the refs aren't looking. Despite his elite skill level, Marchand refuses to clean up his game. His slew-footing of Sammy Blais, his brutal elbow on Marcus Johansson, and his countless sucker punches have cemented his place among the dirtiest players in history. He may be an elite scorer, but he's also one of the most despised players in the league, both by fans and opponents alike. If you think Marchand's antics are bad, just wait until you see the next guy. He's broken jaws, ended careers, and never seems to learn his lesson. 9. Tom Wilson, the human wrecking ball. Tom Wilson is the ultimate modern-day enforcer, but his aggressive style has often crossed into outright dangerous territory. He's been suspended multiple times for brutal headshots, late hits, and reckless play, often targeting vulnerable players. His most infamous moment came in 2018, when he delivered a vicious high hit on Oskar Sundqvist, leaving him with a severe concussion.
Blues coming running back at Sundqvist.
Whoa!
As he gets cleaned out by Wilson. Sundqvist stays down. And a host of Blues are coming to talk to 43
And
Red.
Warburner grab him right away.
The league responded with a 20-game suspension, one of the longest in recent history. But Wilson didn't stop there. His cheap shot on Brandon Carlo in 2021 sent the Bruins defenseman to the hospital, and later that year, he body-slammed Artemi Panarin, ending his season. Wilson has talent, but his inability to control himself has made him one of the most feared and controversial players in the NHL today. If you thought Wilson's reckless hits were bad, wait until you see the next player. His illegal plays go beyond just hockey, and they've cost his team big time. 8. Nazem Kadri, the playoff liability. Nazem Kadri is an elite offensive talent, but his inability to control his emotions has led to some of the dirtiest plays in recent NHL history. Time and time again, Kadri has made dangerous, reckless hits in the most important moments, costing both himself and his team. His 2018 hit on Tommy Wingels in the playoffs earned him a 3-game suspension. The following year, he threw a dangerous cross-check to Jake DeBrusk's head, resulting in a lengthy suspension that took him out of another playoff run. And just when it seemed like he'd cleaned up his act, Kadri delivered a brutal headshot to Justin Falk in 2021, earning an 8-game suspension. He plays on the edge, but too often he crosses the line, leaving his team short-handed when they need him most. If you think Kadri's playoff suspensions were costly, wait until you hear about the next guy. His reckless slashes and hits have made him one of the most fined players in NHL history. 7. Radko Gudas, the loose cannon. Radko Gudas has built a reputation as one of the most unpredictable, dangerous hitters in the league. His reckless full-speed hits have left countless opponents injured, and his penchant for illegal stick work has made him one of the most fined players in recent NHL history. Gudas has been suspended multiple times, most notably for his vicious slash to the head of Mathieu Perreault, earning him He's also been caught targeting knees, delivering late hits, and throwing dangerous elbows that have sidelined players for months. While he's tried to clean up his game in recent years, Gudas still plays right on the edge of legality, and many believe it's only a matter of time before he delivers another season-ending hit. Think Gudas's reckless stick work is bad? The next guy has been tormenting opponents for almost 2 decades with his dirty plays, and somehow he keeps getting away with it. 6. Corey Perry, the ultimate pest. Corey Perry has made a career out of being a skilled goal scorer who thrives on getting under opponents' skin. But his antics go far beyond just trash talk. Perry is known for slashing, tripping, and throwing dangerous late hits, all while pretending he did nothing wrong. One of his worst moments came when he delivered a blade hit on Ryan Ellis, leaving Ellis injured and Perry ejected just minutes into the 2020 Winter Classic. Perry has also been caught stomping on opponents' skates, swinging his stick at unsuspecting players and delivering cheap shots in critical playoff moments. Despite his talent, he remains one of the most hated players in the NHL, constantly testing the boundaries of what he can get away with. If you thought Perry's sneaky, cheap shots were bad, wait until you see the next player. His reputation for dirty plays is so bad that even his own teammates have called him out. 5. Jacob Trouba, the silent assassin. Jacob Trouba isn't the loudest or flashiest player on this list, but his controversial hits have made him one of the most feared defensemen in the NHL. His high, borderline illegal hits have sent multiple players off the ice on stretchers, yet he rarely faces suspensions. One of his most controversial hits came against Jujhar Khaira, when he delivered a devastating hit that knocked Khaira unconscious, leaving him motionless on the ice.
Look it up on the internet, all you that don't know.
Oh, big hit.
Oh, man.
And with his head down, Trouba just lit up the hot player. It's pretty evident the impact that Jujhar Khaira has had on that locker room and his teammates. Look at this. They all...
Trouba's hits on Sidney Crosby, Nathan MacKinnon, and Max Domi have all sparked debates about whether he's a hard-hitting defenseman or a reckless headhunter. While he avoids fines and suspensions, his reputation among players and fans continues to grow as one of the dirtiest in the league. If you think Trouba gets away with too much, the next guy has been getting away with dirty plays for over a decade, and he's still finding new ways to cross the line. Number 4. Jamie Benn, the sneaky dirty player. Jamie Benn might not have the same reputation as some of the enforcers on this list, but make no mistake, he plays as dirty as anyone. The Dallas Stars captain has a long history of slyly targeting opponents when the refs aren't looking, from dangerous cross-checks to late hits and slashes. One of his worst moments came in 2023, when he delivered a blatant cross-check to Mark Stone's head during the playoffs, earning a rare 2-game suspension in the conference finals.
That's a guy that you need out on the ice, and that is a deserved penalty. You can't argue it. Doesn't matter whether it's the playoffs or not. Very tough one to take for everyone sitting on that bench. That is.
Ben has also been responsible for targeting players' necks, hacking at opponents' hands, and hitting players in vulnerable positions, all while avoiding the label of a full-time enforcer. His ability to fly under the radar while still being one of the league's dirtiest players makes him one of the most dangerous opponents to play against. If you thought Ben's sneaky hits were bad, just wait. Our next player doesn't even try to hide his dirty plays, and his playoff history is full of outright dangerous moments. 3. Sam Bennett, the playoff menace. Sam Bennett has built a reputation as one of the most dangerous players in the postseason, constantly testing the limits of what he can get away with. During the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs, Bennett made headlines for a brutal hit on Matthew Knees, slamming the Maple Leafs rookie's head into the ice and giving him a concussion. The play wasn't just reckless, it was clearly intentional, as he used his full body weight to drive Knees down. This wasn't a one-time incident either. Bennett has delivered multiple high hits, targeted players in vulnerable positions, and thrown punches behind the play, all while rarely facing suspensions. His aggressive, borderline illegal style has made him one of the most hated players in the NHL today, especially during high-stakes playoff games. If you think Bennett's playoff cheap shots were bad, the next guy has spent his entire career bending the rules and getting away with it. And he might just be the most frustrating player in hockey history. 2. Tikkanen, the master of mind games. Esa Tikkanen wasn't your typical goon. He was far more dangerous because of his psychological warfare. A key player during the Edmonton Oilers dynasty years, Tikkanen specialized in getting under opponents' skin, often by speaking in his own made-up Tikkanese to throw them off their game. But his trash talk was just the start. He was known for slew-footing, high-sticking, and jabbing opponents with his stick when the refs weren't looking. Tikkanen made it his mission to frustrate and bait stars like Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux, often succeeding in getting them off their rhythm. Though a skilled two-way player, his reputation as a serial agitator and master of dirty, subtle plays earned him the ire of opponents throughout the league. If there was a line to be crossed, Tikkanen danced all over it. 1. Bryan Marchment, the human wrecking ball. Before big hits were scrutinized the way they are today, Bryan Marchment built a career on them, and not in a good way. Known for his reckless, high-impact hits, Marchment became feared and hated around the NHL for his dangerous knee-on-knee collisions that took out numerous players, including Mike Modano and Joe Nieuwendyk. It wasn't just bad luck. Marchment was suspended 13 times throughout his career for various dirty plays. He often launched himself into hits with no regard for safety, earning him a reputation as a repeat offender. His style made him popular with teammates and enforcers, but a villain to nearly everyone else. Even in retirement, Marchment's name remains synonymous with brutal, borderline illegal play. That wraps up our list. Who do you think is the dirtiest player in NHL history? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, check out our video on the facts you didn't know about the NHL. We bet there is some things even you don't know about the NHL.